Imagine tuning in to your favorite gritty, boots-on-the-ground procedural drama, expecting to see a house fire or a pileup on the 405, only to see one of the most respected police officers in Los Angeles floating untethered in the silent, freezing vacuum of space. For fans of 911, the Season 9 premiere wasn't just a shock, it was a total system bypass. We've seen tsunamis, earthquakes, and even a cruise ship capsizing. But this was something else entirely. As Athena Grant drifted away from a crumbling satellite, looking down at the Earth from thousands of miles above, the internet exploded. The consensus was immediate. Has the show finally jumped the shark? Or is there a much darker, more calculated reason why the writers sent our favorite sergeant into the stars? The space controversy has become a massive talking point for YouTube creators and Reddit theorists alike. On the surface, it looks like a desperate play for ratings, a bananas plot twist that defies the laws of physics and logic. I mean, we're talking about an LAPD sergeant and a firefighter paramedic somehow ending up on a secret mission to save the world from a falling satellite. But if you look closer at the human part of the story that the cast keeps hinting at, the space mission might not be about the mission at all. Insiders are speculating that this out-of-this-world sequence was a literal representation of Athena's mental state. She's untethered, she's drifting. Since the tragic offing of her husband, Captain Bobby Nash, Athena has been a woman without an anchor. While the action gets your heart racing, the underlying crisis at the 118 is what's truly keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. The station isn't just mourning a leader, it's undergoing a radical, almost unrecognizable transformation. Rumors from the set suggest that the 118 we once knew is effectively dead. With Bobby gone, the power dynamic has shifted into a chaotic scramble for control. We're seeing a version of the team that is fractured, making mistakes, and facing accusations from the higher-ups that they are no longer fit for duty. And then there's the technology. One of the most controversial leaks regarding this season involves the introduction of AI into the 911 call center. It's been said that the human element, the very thing that makes the show so emotional, is being threatened by a cold, calculated efficiency model. Imagine Maddie or Josh having to argue with a computer program while someone is on the line fighting for their life. This tech takeover is being framed as a major conflict for the season, serving as a metaphor for how the characters feel like they're being replaced or rendered obsolete. The atmosphere on set has been described as an emotional roller coaster, and you can feel that tension in every frame of the new episodes. Angela Bassett recently mentioned in an interview that the stakes are higher and the explosions are bigger than ever before, but it's the quiet moments in the locker room that are the most telling. The cast is tight-knit in real life, but on screen, the 118 is a powder keg. Fans are already theorizing that another major character exit is looming. Is it possible that the space re-entry wasn't just a stunt, but a test to see how the show functions when its lead stars are separated from the main group? There's a growing sense of dread among the fandom that Season 9 is a reset that might not have a happy ending. Every time Athena closes her eyes, she's back in that vacuum, hearing nothing but her own heartbeat, a heartbeat that used to sync with Bobby's. The writers are making the cast earn their paycheck this year by pushing them to their absolute physical and emotional limits. But as the 118 faces this new, high-tech, leaderless reality, we have to ask, are the team actually saving lives, or are they just trying to keep their own heads above water? But even with the world falling apart around them, the most shocking revelations aren't happening in the field. They're happening in the private lives of the heroes we thought we knew. While Athena is battling the ghosts of her past, Buck is navigating a personal life that has the entire internet buzzing with speculation. And let's just say what he's been up to lately makes a space mission look like a walk in the park. But that's a story for the next chapter, because what happens in Buck's apartment this season might just be the most exposed the character has ever been. If the space opening was the explosion, then the Ghost of Bobby Nash is the fallout, and it is proving to be far more dangerous for our favorite characters.
In the world of 911, death is rarely just an ending. It's a presence that lingers in the corners of every room. Since the tragic offing of Captain Bobby Nash, the 118 has felt less like a firehouse and more like a mausoleum. Fans have been scouring every frame of season 9 for clues, and the rumors are becoming impossible to ignore. Is Bobby actually gone, or is Peter Krause preparing for a return that will leave the fandom speechless? The mystery begins with the way Athena Grant is handling, or rather not handling, her loss. In recent interviews, Angela Bassett teased that we are seeing Athena at her absolute maximum. But maximum doesn't just mean her strength, it means her proximity to a total mental collapse. Reports from the set claim that this season explores the concept of delayed grief, a psychological ticking time bomb where the brain refuses to accept a trauma until it manifests in physical, often terrifying ways. We've already heard whispers about Athena seeing her younger self in the mirrors of the station, but the most shocking speculation suggests she's starting to have conversations with her late husband. Framing these moments as hallucinations rather than a supernatural ghost keeps the show grounded in its procedural roots, but it doesn't make it any less haunting. There's a theory circulating online that Athena is being visited by Bobby during her most high-stakes calls, acting as a mental guide to keep her from spiraling. But as any fan knows, living in the past is a dangerous game for a first responder. Every second she spends looking for Bobby in the shadows is a second she isn't focused on the life or death emergency in front of her. This untold story of her internal battle is what many believe will lead to her accusations of being unfit for duty later this season. But it's not just Athena. The 118 is haunted by Bobby's legacy in a way that is causing a literal identity crisis for the team. Without their captain, the hierarchy has crumbled. The human part of the show is being pushed to the forefront as we see Hen, Buck, and Chimney struggle to fill the massive shoes he left behind. Rumors suggest that the tension between the crew members is at an all-time high, with conflict brewing over who truly deserves the captain's bars. Some fans suggest that the team's recent viral TikToks and lighthearted behind-the-scenes banter is actually a cover-up for a much darker atmosphere on the actual set. The most revealed piece of evidence regarding Bobby's lingering presence comes from the cast's own words. They've admitted that the monofilament holding the show together right now is the memory of their leader. But here's where it gets controversial. Speculation has surfaced that Bobby's death might be part of a much larger conspiracy within the department. Was it a freak accident, or was he exposed to something or someone who wanted him out of the way? While the show officially calls it a tragedy, the mysterious tone of season 9 has fans wondering if a criminal investigation is quietly happening in the background. And while the station mourns, a new shadow is falling over the Grant Nash household. Athena's son, Harry, has made the shocking decision to join the Fire Academy. To Athena, this isn't a tribute, it's a betrayal. She's already lost her husband to the flames. The thought of her son walking into that same fire is pushing her over the edge. Reports claim that the conflict between mother and son will reach a breaking point mid-season, potentially leading to a rift that even Bobby's memory can't fix. As we watch Athena navigate this dramatic roller coaster, we have to ask ourselves, can she ever truly move on? The cast was asked if they see their girl dipping a toe in the dating waters, and the answer was a resounding too soon. But that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning out names like Lawrence Fishburne or Delroy Lindo as potential strong energy matches for her in the future. For now, though, Athena is a woman haunted, and as she fights through the smoke and the bananas emergencies of season 9, she's realizing that the hardest person to save might be herself. But Athena isn't the only one with a secret life. While the sergeant is battling ghosts, Buck is finding himself in a throw situation, yeah, you heard that right, that has the entire fandom demanding answers. And trust me, what the actors are calling a test ride is about to turn the 118 upside down. While the sirens and the massive explosions grab the headlines, the most shocking part of Season 9 isn't happening on the streets of Los Angeles. It's happening inside Athena Grant's mind. If you've been paying attention to the subtle clues dropped in the latest episodes, you've noticed that the rock of the 118 is starting to crack. We're not just talking about stress, we're talking about a full-blown mental spiral that has fans questioning everything they thought they knew about their favorite sergeant. The deep dive into Athena's psyche began with a series of hallucinations that left viewers chilled. It's been revealed that Athena has been seeing her younger self, the version of her that hadn't yet been hardened by years of police work or the tragic loss of her husband. Why now? Speculation suggests that the space mission triggered a dormant case of PTSD. Reports claim that being in that silent vacuum forced Athena to confront the untold story of her own mortality. In the industry, they call this a perspective shift, but for a first responder, it's a liability. There are rumors circulating that her internal struggles will soon be exposed to her superiors, leading to a mandatory leave of absence that could change the show's dynamic forever. But here is where the story takes a mysterious turn behind the scenes. Fans have noticed that the phrasing used by the cast in recent interviews feels almost like a goodbye. When asked where the show can go after Season 9, Angela Bassett herself admitted she was almost afraid. This has ignited a firestorm of exit rumors. Let's look at the facts. Angela is at the absolute peak of her career, with Oscar nods and Marvel blockbusters under her belt. Could the bananas space storyline be a way for the writers to give her character a legendary send-off? Some theorists believe that the intense focus on her mental breaking point is the groundwork for Athena to hang up the badge for good. Adding fuel to the fire is the introduction of a new generation within her own family. Her son Harry joining the Fire Academy isn't just a plot point, it's a passing of the torch. It's been said that this unspeakable conflict between mother and son is meant to show that the Grant-Nash legacy will continue, even if Athena isn't the one on the front lines. The speculation online is that the season finale will involve a shocking choice where Athena has to choose between her duty to the city and her own sanity. And then there's the human part that the cast keeps emphasizing. In the viral TikToks and group chats, we see a lighthearted family, but on screen, the dialogue has turned dark. Athena's refusal to dip a toe into the dating waters isn't just about loyalty to Bobby, it's about her being stuck in a loop of grief that she can't escape. Insiders claim that the writers are exploring a positive shift for her, only after she hits absolute rock bottom. Some rumors suggest that rock bottom involves a major mistake during a high-stakes call, an error that could have been avoided if she wasn't seeing things that aren't there. As the ante is upped to a 10 out of 10, the pressure on Athena is reaching a seismic level. We've seen her survive ODs in the field, home invasions, and plane crashes, but she's never had to fight an enemy she couldn't see. The speculative content coming from fan forums suggests that her mental spiral is actually being caused by an external factor, perhaps a hidden health issue or a criminal accusation from her past that is resurfacing to haunt her. One thing is for sure, the Athena Grant we see at the end of Season 9 will not be the same woman she started it. Whether she finds a way to pick up the pieces, or if this is truly the end of an era for Angela Bassett, the journey is proving to be a roller coaster that none of us were prepared for. But while Athena is fighting the ghosts in her head, the rest of the 118 is dealing with a very different kind of drama, one that involves ethical non-monogamy, a throuple scandal, and a viral dating life that is about to push Buck into the center of a social media storm. If Athena is the soul of 911, then Evan Buck Buckley is undoubtedly its heartbeat, and lately, that heart has been beating in some very unexpected directions. While the rest of the 118 is grappling with life-altering grief, Buck has found himself at the center of a social media firestorm that has the entire fandom divided. We're talking about the Buck phenomenon, a whirlwind of viral scandals and relationship evolutions that have pushed the character into territories no one saw coming. In fact, if you've been on TikTok lately, you've likely seen the clips. The throuple controversy that has become the most exposed storyline in the show's 9-year history. It all started with a storyline that the actor, Oliver Stark, admitted made him feel like he was diving into water he didn't want to be in. We're talking about the ethical non-monogamy, or E&M arc. In what many fans called a shocking move, Buck found himself caught between a husband and a wife in a throuple situation that left viewers and Buck himself reeling. The transcript reveals that Buck wasn't necessarily seeking this out, but as he put it, he's figuring it out as these things come. But rumors suggest this wasn't just a one-off plot point. It was a test ride for a much larger shift in how the show handles modern romance. The speculation online is reaching a fever pitch. Is Buck finally finding the one, or is he spiraling into a series of wild iterations of himself because he doesn't know who he is without the 118? Some fans believe that Buck's dating life has become a roller coaster because he's trying to fill the void left by his late captain. Reports claim that his ever-evolving love life is actually a symptom of his refusal to grow up, or perhaps it's a sign that the writers are finally letting him explore his true self in a way that was previously censored by network standards. And let's talk about that viral energy. The cast has been keeping fans hooked with behind-the-scenes videos, but some mysterious clues have surfaced in those TikToks. Have you noticed how the team seems tighter than ever off-camera? Oliver Stark and Aisha Hines have been posting comedic videos that go viral in minutes, but insiders suggest this palpable chemistry is being used to distract fans from a shattering mid-season twist. There are unverified claims that Buck's search for love is going to lead him to a breaking point where he has to choose between his personal happiness and his loyalty to the firehouse. But the real shocking truth might lie in the hidden tensions at the station. While Buck is out there figuring things out, the team around him is falling into shambles.